appreciate the opportunity to speak. I have two small children, two girls, a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old. I have been to a splash pad before, and it was a fantastic experience for my children. They absolutely loved it. I cannot see for any reason why somebody would not want to put this in our community, because I think it would be jam-packed with kids all summer long. Not to mention, it would stop people from going across the bay and spending their money, and that money would get dumped back in our own community. It is a no-brainer. If you invest in your own infrastructure in a community, you are making an investment into yourself, and it will help grow your community. Now, Mr. Smith, I can obviously tell, is very against this, and I do not understand how he would say to put this multiple ones in communities when he's not even willing to pay for one. It does not make any sense, and it is quite stupid to me, and I don't mean to be abrasive, but no one's going to want to go to someone else's community or in your neighborhood. There would, like Judy said, there would be nowhere to park. Other children in the neighborhood might be more dominant because it's their territory. I don't know. I think it's a bad idea to put it in the neighborhood. The location, in my opinion, is safe. Personally, I would rather see a large central park in our community and not really so much pocket parks, because if safety is a concern for you, if you have more things there for people to do, there will be more people there. Not to mention, if you're worried about child abduction, if you've got a road that you could easily pick up a child and take off in, that's not really the case here because it is at the end of the street. And that's just my personal opinion. Not to mention the fire department is there. That's my view on that. Some people have made some comments about the timing, about what happened in the past. I really think everybody should be grown up about it and put that behind them, because there's nothing you can do about it now. The decision is here now to be made, and I think that's what we should do. Okay, give me just a moment. I wrote down so much stuff here. What would would there be like an admission fee or anything like that for the kids, or would they just be able to walk in and enjoy themselves?
We haven't talked about any type of admission fee.
Okay. But I don't, like somebody brought up earlier about kids falling down and getting hurt. A splash pad is made out of cork, and you're not going to fall down and get hurt. I've been on it. That's the whole reason why it's safe for kids. It's not like they're going to fall down on concrete. It's made out of cork. I mean, it's extremely soft. Okay. I don't know if there's anything else I could say other than I think it would be a really bad idea to pass this opportunity up. $130,000 just doesn't come floating across your table any day of the week. So, anyway, that's my point. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Weaver. Mr. Page, any comments?
Oh, no, thank you. Thank you for your
Mr.
comments.
Smith?
Appreciate your comments. The situation is we're not trying to be against developing our quality of life in Semmes. We want to take whatever dollars we have and make the most of them. We don't want those dollars to go down the drain here somewhere when we will be needing them all around the area to develop parks moving along in the future. So it's not a matter of being against the pads. We want to put them where they can be used by the most number of people.
Okay. Mr. Smith? Ms. Showery? I'm sorry. Ms. Franson? I got both of y'all on my head.
The statement was just made that one of the concerns of Mr. Smith was to make sure that most of the money we have is spent wisely. That, with that statement in mind, why would you not apply for a matching grant and double your money that's going to be spent wisely? Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Showery?
Okay, I have no question of Jason, but I would like to make a comment that we have spent money on youth by our grants to the schools the Boys and Girls Club, and to the Heritage Park, which serves everybody, including the second grade. So not just mainly the senior citizens.
Okay. I'd like to comment on something Mr. Smith said. He said that the park would be dollars going down the drain. I don't see an investment in our children and building them a splash pad and a playground park being dollars going down the drain. I see it as a nice, safe place for our kids to go, spend time. I see it as a very family-friendly place to go. Of course, I think that's very important. The splash pads that I have been to, and I have visited several, as we've gone through this process, what I've seen is I've seen moms and dads and kids, the kids playing in the water, having a blast. I've got pictures. The parents right there with them. Mr. Smith said something earlier about he wanted it in neighborhoods so moms would not have to go out and stay with their children. I would not recommend that. I would recommend that they be attended, all children be attended at a splash pad or a park. Not for people just to go and drop their kids off. I don't think that's a good idea. I've seen birthday parties at splash pads that have been really cool. This was in Prattville. And they have a certain time on Saturdays that they shut the splash pad down, and they let their citizens rent it for like $50 or whatever, and have a birthday party for an hour or two. I think that was really pretty cool, and that would be unique. I mean, I don't know, but I know when I was a mom of younger kids, trying to find a place to go and take them for a birthday party that was different, unique, and fun, and they would enjoy, and their friends would enjoy, was kind of hard to do, and very expensive if you really wanted to do something nice. If you tried to rent the Jumps place or whatever, or Chuck E. Cheese, would run it all. This is a $130,000 matching grant. Bottom line is either we can put in for it, and we can get our portion of tax dollars that this community has paid in, state tax dollars, or we can let some other city have it. So we can let some other city have it, we can let them build a splash pad, and our citizens can take off to that splash pad and spend their money instead of spending it here. I think it's not a smart idea to walk away from it. I mean, if it's there, and we can at least try to make some sort of application we're not guaranteed that we're going to get it, we're just trying to get our foot in the door. The grant was not identified prior to the last regular city council meeting that it could be used for what we were hoping it could be used for. And as soon as we found out, we set up the first special meeting. And we did it on the first day that we could get everybody here. So that ended up being Wednesday this past week. We could have voted on it then, but as Ms. Joyce said, there was a procedural exception. Once the very first time you bring a resolution to the council, if you are wanting to vote on it that night for the very first time, you have to do something called immediate consideration and to waive the reading. That has to be unanimous. Every one of us on the council, including me, has to vote yes on that. And that did not happen. So that's why we had another special meeting on Friday night that we did not have a quorum. That's why we're having another meeting tonight. And if people don't think $130,000 is an emergency to go after funds, $130,000, that's not a drop in the bucket. That's a lot of money. That's money that if we get that money to help build this park, that's $130,000 next year we'll have something to do with. That'll directly benefit our citizens, so I don't take $130,000 lightly. I mean, we're not being very conservative with our money if we're just gonna blow it and walk away from grants that could be available that we could get. And I know somebody said, well, it's not free money. Yeah, it's not free money, but you know what? If we don't take it, we're still gonna pay it. So either we can pay it and we can get our share of it, or we can let everybody else have it. So I would rather us try to get it, you know, that's just my opinion, so. Any more public comments?
Patricia Clark. Hi, I'm Patty Clark, and I live in the police jurisdiction on Sun Valley Road. And I'm just back here tonight with the sore throat and stuff, just to say with just Miss G, why not just let's apply for it? Just apply for it. I mean, either we use it or we don't, or we build it Morris Hill or we don't, or we take it to Snow. But what's it gonna hurt to apply for it? Let her apply for it. Give us the money, we either get it or we don't. I wanna touch on Morris Hill. I work for not a local company, lumber company, but I supply a lot of materials to Semmes. I work long hours, budgeting and getting our prices just right so that we can bring in to fix Semmes. I've sent a lot of materials out to Morris Hill, and I've sent it out to the Public Works building. I've been out to Morris Hill at night, during the day. Yeah, it's mosquito-y and it's all that, but you know what, guys? We're like a speed bump I didn't have on the road, and it's a joke between me and Jason. I didn't have any speed bumps on my road. And I live on a dead-end street, and I had maniacs just racing up and down, up and down, up and down. Kids, up and down, grown adults. Jason fixed my problem. The city of Semmes, and he didn't fix it immediately, but now that whole area has speed bumps, and we're not a traffic zoned area anymore. They slow down. They hit those bumps Jason put up, and they're stopping on a dime. Trust me. So we gotta crawl before we walk. I'm proud of where we're at now. All I'm here to do tonight is ask you guys to please let her apply for the money, this grant, the next grant, 10 grants, 15, 20 grants. We'll come every night and support every bit of money they want to give us to Semmes. Because every Saturday morning for the last 30 years, I've had to wake up with my children and go, what are we going to do today, guys? Well, are we going to go to Fairhope? We're going to go to Dolphin Island? We're going to go to Pascagoula, for goodness sakes? Where are we going? 1 minute. Oh, so where are we going, guys? We didn't go to Semmes because there's nothing for our children to do out here. I think this park has potential to be not just a splash pad, a place where grandma and grandpas can go have dinner, relax on the lake. If you've not been to Morris Hill, you need to go. In the last year, it has changed tremendously. There's so many in and ways out. Like everybody had said, there is a railroad track. Municipal Park has a railroad track. Every park has a railroad track. Municipal Park started out just like we did, and now look at them. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Clark.
I have a question for her. What's your address? I mean, I don't want the street number.
2931
What's the street name?
Sun Valley,
Sun Valley?
right around the corner.
I thought it was in our city.
Parts of it are.
Parts of
Some
Sun
of
Valley,
it
yes, I know.
I'm not sure. You know, they move the sign every
Are
6
y'all away
weeks.
in the south? Or up closer to Moffett?
I'm right up on Moffett.
Then you're in the city limits.
Okay, good. The sign was there 1 year, and then 2 years later, when you incorporated, they moved it back out here. Now they moved the sign back. I have a mobile address, I have a Semmes zip code, so I'm just kind of confused too. But I know I've been here for 35
I
years.
live beyond you and I'm in the city.
Do you live over in,
Pretty Ranch.
oh, okay, you're next door to me. You're
Yeah.
on the next house.
The U.S. Post Office gives the addresses, we don't find those.
Exactly, and the post office is, and who does that?
But you do
Yes,
live in our
postal
city
service.
limits, so-
Oh, well, good.
Mr. Baker,
I wasn't
any
sure.
comments or questions?
Thank you.
Mr. Smith,
Thank you very much.
Well,
Mr. Webby,
No other.
Ms. Franson?
No comment.
I had mine when I told her she lived in the city limits.
Okay.
I'm excited, I'm gonna go home and tell my family now. I always thought it was all
That's
history.
all. Okay, Mr. Jason Franklin is with us tonight, and I'm gonna have Jason come up. He reviewed the project request form at the meeting on Wednesday night. He has all the prices, and he's gonna talk about those again and kind of go over some of the things about the entire project.